What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, taking a look at the daily active accounts over the past month, and you can see it has been 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks at this point, since we have had any kind of major account activity, which would usually signal consolidation or just, botting accounts being activated for whatever reason. Again, not battling, but just going in and using something or unstaking SPS, sending it to another account or selling it or burning it, whatever the case is. We have not seen that now for 3.5 weeks. And if you take a look here at, let's just look at like the 14-day, for example, you'll see that the daily average player count or the daily average accounts active is 7,000, about 7,500. So the question is, are we done? Are the bots done selling? And are we ready to now move forward? Exciting times, right? Well, I want to put out a word of caution there because I still believe that there's an opportunity for the bots to come in and make some profit, which would be when the soulbound unlock happens. Now, this could happen next week when the unlock actually goes live or unbind goes live, or it could happen in 5 to 6 months, depending on if the team is successful in terms of getting new players and we see demand there. But that is the important word. It all depends on demand because as you know, shout out to Vet V. We were talking about this on the live stream yesterday. The way that we're looking at it is there's actually probably quite a few of these soulbound cards, even though the print rate is high. There's quite a few that are probably just sitting idle in many of these bot accounts now, which is actually fantastic, right? That means that the amount in circulation, like the real amount in circulation, is probably significantly less. And so for the time being, what could be interesting is until new players do come in, you could see a very low or very scarce amount of circulating copies. But keep in mind that this will go, right? The unbind period goes for 6 months and anything can happen, right? It's crypto. And I think we're all hoping for an exciting end to 2024 as well as 2025. So the unbind will go through mid-February at this point, or at least that's what it's scheduled to. And if at any point in that time, right? I don't think it could be next week, but if any point between next week and we'll say mid-February, you do get players coming in, and these cards just look, are being very scarce and their values are skyrocketing because people want them and there's just not enough. I could imagine the bots coming in, seeing that it is worthwhile, or at least the bot account operators coming in and unburdening the accounts that they have, right? Unloading the accounts that they have with all of the cards just sitting there idle. So that being said, do I think it's going to happen next week? No. Do I think the SPS selling is done? Yes, hopefully so. Now, again, SPS is going to be, subject to whatever else happens in the market, but at least for the most part, I think all the accounts that were trying to offload SPS probably got out at this point. Now, maybe they didn't, right? Maybe they're just sitting on it, and at some point in the future they will, but that would have been my guess considering SPS went from 3 cents. It basically did like an 80+% retracement from the beginning of the year, while every other token did decently well, pumped, and then obviously is dumping now compared to Bitcoin. But that's kind of where my head is at when it comes to looking at where potential future sell pressure will come in from these massive bot farms. So as I mentioned in a video a long time ago, I do believe that the war against bot farms has been won, but that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be some parting shots that could actually still do some damage, right? After the conflict has been resolved, you never know. There could be some stray bullets and whatever that could still hit, and I do think that we may see that pop up at some point in the future if it becomes lucrative to do so. But I will say this. In my opinion, the only time that we're going to see bots come in mass, I shouldn't even say the bots coming in. The only time we're going to see accounts be activated or, become active accounts in mass the way that we've seen recently is if the game is in a good place, meaning that the game economy has turned around, the card values have turned around, and they're either coming back to offload the rest of what they have, or they're coming in to maybe re-enable some of the accounts. Like I said, one of the interesting things, and I'll get into this in a different video, but one of the interesting things is if SPS goes high enough, I do think a lot of bot accounts could come back online and play in Wild because paying the Wild Season Pass and then, just mass botting there would allow them to earn enough. And again, we would find a new equilibrium until SPS went down, or if SPS goes to the moon, then who knows how long that little bubble could last for. But again, that's a little bit of a side mission there. So like I said, I'll get to that in a separate video. Right now, I'm just focused on, is the selling done? Have they gotten rid of everything they were trying to get rid of? Again, I would say for the most part, probably yes. I wouldn't expect the player base to spike up here unless we start to see a shift in the overall kind of direction of the game, meaning that or shift in crypto overall. But that would be actually a good sign, right, if they're coming back in. So for those of you with your ear to the ground, maybe you're looking at different data than I am. Maybe some of these bot farm operators. I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts on this? What is your insight? How are you looking at this in the future? And, please do share. Very curious to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.